Big thanks to Scorpio Scribe on Twitter and Instagram for making all the graphics for the Cyber Kaiju weekends. Links in the description.
Kaiju, Dragon Ball, Pokemon, and more. It's Steven's Toy Reviews.
Hello there, collector. Steven here, and welcome to a rather laid-back review for the Eggmon Godzilla King of the Monsters figures. Now here, unfortunately, we do have two missing, and those are going to be translucent paint variants, or just cast variants, of Godzilla and King Ghidorah. Godzilla would be in blue plastic, and King Ghidorah would be in yellow. Now, I just want to throw a disclaimer out there. I did pick these up on Amazon for about 20 bucks. And the quality is really good. So I'm not quite sure exactly what I have here, but hey, I've got the Eggmon King of the Monsters figures. So with that being said, this is going to be a pretty laid back and chill review. We're going to go ahead and go over all of the figures here, but I wanted to get a size comparison out of the way so you can see about how big we have here for our chibi figures. And here are going to be some King of the Monsters figures you just might already have. We have the NECA Mothra here and the Monster Arts Godzilla 2019. As you can see, these are pretty small, and I'm probably going to really hang on to the larvae here just because those actually seem like they blend in pretty well with a normal display and not just chibi or super deformed. First and foremost, all of the kaiju are going to come with a little rubble base, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, there's not like a magnet or anything that keeps them stuck to it, so they can sort of slide around on it if you're not careful, so just make sure you're not bumping into the shelves too much. These are going to be displayed on, and you will be just fine. Alright, so first we'll go ahead and talk about Mothra. So Mothra appeared as a larva in King of the Monsters, and then grew up into a big, beautiful moth. And here in this set, we get two different larvae. We get one, which is going to be on the ground, nothing too fancy here. Mouth is open, maybe to shoot out some silk, some sort of spitter effect. And I do have to say that the paint application on this one is actually kind of impressive. We have different paint on the legs. We sort of have the front half and the back half, if you will, which is nice. And we have translucent plastic and some sort of a metallic effect on the eyes, which I'm rather impressed by. It's actually executed rather well. The sculpted detail on this larva is impressive as well, and like I made mention before, kinda sorta, as you will soon to realize, this actually may blend in well with a normal non-chibi SD display for your kaiju. Now alongside this one, we do get one where the front sort of half is upright. We do have a slightly different paint application here. The legs are all going to have these sort of tannish brown paint applications, and the mouth is going to be closed. Once again, we do have the metallic paint and eye texture effect, which is, again, executed well. I think they knocked these two really out of the park here. And on the back, we do have great sculpt. It's almost like a layered armor effect here, which is pretty cool. If you're not a big fan of seams, unfortunately, it kind of does look like the face of the larva, actually on the larvae, on both of them, is separate, and it's kind of unsightly if you're against seams, but if you're not, then it's just fine. Now let's go ahead and take a look at Mothra as a moth. Unfortunately, the stand it's kind of booty. It's kind of just a rectangle with some spikes on it to support Mothra, so it isn't all that great, but the actual figure in and of itself is awesome. Once again, we do have the translucent plastic that is used for the eyes, and underneath that there is a compound eye effect that's going on, so yeah, really cool there. We do have translucent wings with some paint applications on them, so this way we do have all of the full details of Mothra as we come to expect. Mothra does have a little bit of an orange feel to her, and that is carried on over to this figure here, where we do have some small paint applications here and there, like on the arms and the legs. The abdomen is painted well, especially the back, but generally speaking, we do have some awesome dry brushing on the fur throughout the figure. I'm kind of impressed with the quality here. It's very good. I really like it. The stand could definitely be improved, but c'est la vie. I guess that's just going to be how it is. Next up, we'll take a look at Rodan, who is using the same sort of support stand. Now, do take note, if you were to get this set, the support stand, it actually comes in two pieces. It comes with a little pole, and then it comes with that little, I guess, cradle where you would put the kaiju. The pole actually goes up underneath the base and pokes through, and then the little rectangle thing gets plugged in at the top. Now, Rodan here, I think, actually has a pretty funny head sculpt. It kind of looks like a baby bird with a mouth open looking to get some food from mama, but hey, you know, it is what it is. I guess that's the overall design when you're going with a chibi effect. Actually, now that I think about it, the D for real kind of has the same sort of head sculpt as well. But anyway, Rodan here is actually in a pose that folks should be familiar with. Yeah, it's actually taken from the pose in the movie when he's going after the people in the big boat in the sky and he's doing the feet to grab thing. Yeah, it's so cool. So Rodan's mouth is open. There's some nice pink purplish paint in there, which is good. The eyes are actually done rather well. They're not derpy or anything. They actually fit the overall design. Rodan has brown plastic with some nice washes to bring out the actual details, the scalings and the cracks in the wings. Unfortunately, the wings are not accurate. We don't have orange or red or yellow on the edge of the wings to reproduce that burning effect that he had throughout the movie, but you know what? That's okay for a figure this size and at this price point. Generally speaking, Rodan does look very cool with painted nails, painted beak, painted horns. Mwah. Rodan's kind of killing it. Now I'm going to go ahead and move on over to Godzilla, because King Ghidorah is just too cool to talk about right away. So Godzilla here actually does look pretty cool. The eyes are kind of derpy, but they fit in with the overall design of Godzilla here. Now, with this size, you would expect that there's going to be a lot of detail that's lost here, but realistically speaking, that's not the case. The teeth are painted rather well, not fully in all aspects, but that's okay. We have a little bit of a tannish brown spray on the chest to bring out some of those plated details, which is pretty cool. And then we do have the dorsal plates, the spikes, which actually are pretty well defined. On something this size, you would expect that the detail is lost, but that doesn't seem to be the case here. Godzilla's tongue is also kind of sticking out, not attached to the bottom of his mouth, so we have a little bit of energy here for this effect. Now, in this set, we do also get another Godzilla, which is going to be using the same sculpt, and for this one, it actually looks a little brighter. It almost looks as if they used a gray dry brush a bit stronger here compared to the normal Godzilla. Now, this one is also utilizing translucent plastic because this is going to be Godzilla when he's charging up to use his atomic breath. Pretty dang cool. The eyes are also blued out as well. Otherwise, the figure is pretty much the same to report here. Nicely done. And rounding out the set here, we have King Ghidorah. And just like the rest, yeah, Ghidorah looks really great. I do have to hand it to him. They did a nice job. Unfortunately, there are a couple of little paint splotches here and there that, paint outside the lines, or we have a random pink blob on the middle head outside the cheek area. But hey, you know what? For the price point and for the size, I'm not really going to complain about that. So Ghidorah is in a pretty neat action pose, which is meant to complement Godzilla. Godzilla's looking to the left, Ghidorah looking to the right. Well, all three heads are looking to the right. So if you're going to put these on the shelf, that should probably be a way that you're going to want to display them. Now, what's interesting is, Ghidorah is using a yellow base plastic, and then the details are not only highlighted with a sort of dark yellow, almost brown paint application, but also they're utilizing gold paint to highlight some of the key areas, like around the necks, the horns, the wings. Everything is meant to stand out on this figure, and I do have to say that the overall paint scheme, this is how Ghidorah should have looked in the movie. He looks really killer here. But that's not to take away from the paint that's used in the mouth, which the teeth look fine, kind of sloppy to be honest with you. And we do have some black that's utilized too to maybe darken the area a little bit, but you know what? It's not a huge detail when the rest of the figure looks this good. So overall, King Ghidorah is probably not going to be my favorite in this set. I actually think I'm going to hand that to the adult Mothra, but this is really, really awesome. Alright, so buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. Well, gotta be honest with you here, folks. These are pretty good for 20 bucks for all of them. Yeah, I like them. I honestly have to say that I was looking around online at pictures of these and I'm pretty impressed. I think these are nice, and if they were to make more, which I do believe they teased Burning Godzilla, not the 2019 version, the OG 95 version, hey, you know what? The more the merrier. So if we're going to get more, I would like to see those sooner rather than later. All right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. I really do hope you're enjoying the Terror of Cyber Kaiju weekend here, and we have plenty of more good stuff coming your way. I'd like to thank the patrons of the channel who have been able to help out this last month. Thank you oh so very much. It is so appreciated. And then once we say our thanks here with their end card, there's going to be our normal end card that's popping up here, so this way you can check out some other stuff that's going up on the channel and other cool clickable links if you're interested in that. Thanks again so much, Scorpio Scribe, for putting everything together graphics-wise for the Terror of Cyber Kaiju weekend and Stay at Home Cyber Kaiju weekend, and I'll catch all you wonderful viewers in the next video.